I was about to say we're gonna cool down, but no. We're also doing Nasser's fucking wing story now. God damn it. Why? Surprisingly enough, led way to my gut. Sense of guilt for putting Fang through an emotional blunder in the first place. Was it okay because someone who understood me listened without judging me for my mistakes? Therapy's great. It is. Being forced to process your emotions and having someone... people might say, well, then anyone can do it. The thing about a therapist is that they ask the right questions and they, generally speaking, avoid giving the bad advice. That's what a good therapist does, is they avoid the wrong answers and questions and they provide the right prompts, you know? A bad therapist is going to tell you what it is when, you know, they're just projecting. I love how we're using one chapter. In one chapter, 1/3 of a chapter, like 1/2, we've discussed Anon's expose, Fang's rooftop scene, and also the fucking... I know that the wing story technically also happens on the rooftop, but it's like one sort of cohesive package at that point. Now it's just messy. Also, this chapter isn't over when that's done. Which is even funnier. When we were kids, we'd take him out. He was bloody and broken. He was just a little messy heap. It's a great way to describe any person. A heap. What would have happened if I fell out of it? I mean, you're a human. You'll probably be fine. You're good at falling. Maybe you could end up in a wheelchair from falling down, and then we can have a version of Barrel of Mous that takes place in St. Hammond, and then you can make out with Olivia instead. You know what? I'm all for it. I like that twist. And I could have her fucked up wing story instead. Be great. Who the hell would you ship Ano with? Ben? Nah. Ben really is not in a position to be either changing girlfriends. He doesn't even want to begin with at that moment. Damien, he's already with Liz. And I don't see Damien being the kind of person to switch. You know, I feel like Damien is conscious of what he can get out of Elizabeth to try, not try and screw that up. Oh, yeah, Fang's also the older sister in a sense, so yeah. Man, this really is a story of older sisters getting fucked over. But like I said, self-flagellation does not mean people have to give you a roaring applause for having done it. You know, you did it yourself. No one asked you to. So I don't think Anna deserves the same courtesy as Fang does, or Trish. Let them do that. Shut the hell up, Anon. You're not... This is such a statement of, like, obviously, I'm gonna do the right answer. When in the game, I think... What was the choice again? The point system. The point system. Fucking pull up the website. I think the choice is just stay quiet. It is just stay quiet. It's not like a specific thought or anything. It just goes. You know, Nas is pretty good, even though he's a little pushy. A perfectionist at practice. I do kind of like that the Goodbye Volcano High technically has a similar thing where it's like, no, Fag, you've already fucked up. All your expectations get put onto me now. And I don't wanna. And I like the idea that he's like, I might be a little queer. And it's like, ugh, you little motherfucker, you're just saying that. You're just saying that because you want something. Never lets his wings bother him. They're not useful for anything. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. He doesn't need wings for anything. They're not useful. Like, sure, they're cute for hugs, but practically speaking, they might as well not be there. Man, I wonder how that one guy is doing who wanted to rewrite Goodbye Volcano High and got like a bunch of art done. But they're doing okay. Told me to address things. Right. Look where that got you. You in a bigger fight with your sister. Yeah, sure. Release beers. Yeah, not doing chores. But it turns out I've been kind of freeloading my sister. I mean, admittedly, in Snoot game, you don't do any of that stuff either, so... She's doing it for herself, you know? Like, I understand wanting to complain about a roommate in that regard, but considering everything else, it does kind of feel like she's doing it for herself. And if she really has an issue, she can just shove it on you. But I guess maybe that's part of the problem, is that she's so insistent that Anon is just a little boy, little baby boy, little baby. That she's like, I can't tell Anon to do anything. He's just a child. He's like, I'm 2 minutes younger. What are you talking about? Man, I still walk home like a fucking nerd. I'm not gonna tell you how to fix your problem, Fang. You were kids back then. I mean, you know, it's like half your life ago. I mean more like he does not care about his wing. Then there's me for being doxxed, anyways. Because you're you. I know I've gone through shit in your life, blah blah. Trish wouldn't get it, and all she's done for me is act like an asshole on my behalf against Nasser, which I didn't even ask for. I didn't bring it up, it was her idea. Disgusted sigh escaped from her at the thought. And Reed, well, you've seen him on his carp benches. Even if I laid it out for him, he probably just need to find an escape as soon as he was alone. Maybe even forget what I told him. Harsh! But I think that happens regardless. Really seems like a bro. Let's help me out. Trish is a bitch. But she got better after that day last week. Yeah, admittedly, I mean, to be fair, she was giving in on a lot of shit. Now they have some common ground to share. So more like you than Trish? Really are messes. Man, it's impressive how much of a mess we are at age 18. It's kind of traumatic, actually. All this bullshit going on around us, I feel like I barely had time to think. And now... Spilled out my guts. They're all over the floor. Well, this is trick of all skinny magic. Monkey magic. It's like monkey money, but magical. Get this magic monkey out of here! Part laugh, part groan, all pleasant to hear. It also sounds like a dead man gurgling. But, you know what? I love her, so it's fine. Thinking about I kind of left things up for the auditorium. I don't want to throw you before school. Nascent thought glimmers in those amber pools. I mean, for fuck's sake, you're not writing Shakespeare, buddy. Jesus Christ, Fang, how are you explaining any of this? We had a show back up, and everyone's like, what the hell? Okay, we're doing the wing hug. I guess we're on the up trajectory now. I don't like that. I don't like that. Feels fleshy, but kind of bony. Holy shit! Don't grab the penis! Oh. Guess he grabbed the wings. Oh no. Oh no! Anon's getting groped. He's getting man groped? Roped? Hmm. That snaps them out of their spell. I mean, you could do that with a brick. I'm not gonna lie. I feel weird about this. I keep fantasizing about us having sex, but grabbing my pecs goes a little too far, Missy. You grabbed my tail. How the hell did... Dude, you were grabbing ass at that point. You're not grabbing tail. You were grabbing a fucking handful of cheek. Nothing but cake. Did you mean to do that? I can't imagine the tail is something you want people to grab. It's kind of like grabbing someone by the nose. Like, sure, it might be cute in some context, but it's gonna hurt more than anything else. You didn't cover me and I couldn't breathe. I had to grab the plug to let some air out. Anyway, they're being cute. You didn't mean to grab my... Oh, no. Yeah, we're having a fun little moment. I don't get this. Like, this statement implies that this is technically past... Whatever, man. I'm not going to talk about tenses too much. We all know that I'm very specific about my tenses and how often they get messed up. Because it is weirdly specific in situations like this. Bone roll was too late. No. I was planning to sit on... What the fuck? Jesus Christ. Why you gotta be like this? Why do you have to be awkward teens? You're 18, please. You're supposed to have awkward adolescent talks. Gotta hit me to crouch. His clothes are strained to constrain the bulk of muscles that seem to burn with administrative fury. So Leah ever tried to charge her 8th birthday when he wasn't looking. Mom snuck an extra 20 on my pillow for the tooth fairy that night. What the hell? Did he hit you? I mean, you have made kind of a situation for what's his name? You've really not made Spears' job any easier. Man is almost certainly trying to make the most of the fact that you got sent over like this. And it's like, Anon, can you just sit down for 2 seconds? The wall of meat. Excuse me, I prefer the term wall of flesh. He is to be met in the underworld, thank you. Mix Aaron, oh shit. Why the hell is Anon's last name not getting used? Also, congratulations, someone actually uses Mix. It is in fact M-I-X, if I recall correctly. All I want to say is, I personally don't like it. I think it's dumb. I think it's really fucking dumb. Ugh. But what are you gonna do when your options are Mr. and Miss? I don't like those either. And then Mrs. Ugh. Ugh. What do you mean to explain why the hell you're both out here playing hooky? Mr. Spears Fang was in the test, and I came out here. This is the 3rd time you've played hooky trying to help students around school, Anon. This isn't a goddamn therapy session. Fuck it, let's put a happy theme. Because I can. Try and stop me. And Fag is like, man, shit sucks. And of course he says, let's just get a fucking... Put a band-aid on it! Anonymous. You did good, son. Thank you for avoiding a potential suicide. Good job. Only say 1 day detention, have 2 or 3 for them. Isn't this how he ended up in the fucking... What's it called? No, it was because he downloaded shit. The internet. I got all the pats with the shoulder. I'm surprised he gives you any. I feel like you should just be like, listen, if you promise never do this again, I'll let it slide. But otherwise, you're doing double duty. Then it's over. How far are we? We're almost there. God, I don't like that. So what's happening is for some reason the media player now just begins or stops playing if I click anywhere on the black window, which I hate so much because it means that I keep starting and stopping when I don't mean to. Man, morning walk still sucks. It's not like I'm panting or gasping from the exercise, but I'm still definitely sweating my ass off. My continuous habit of walking to Volcano High on my own has rewarded me with arriving before classes start. That sight for the first day repeated itself multiple times at this point. Sadly, the temperature at least had the grace to steadily climb in the past few weeks. Walking up to... Why do you mean sadly had the grace? It's just because it's steadily? I don't know, man. Walking up to the front of the school, I should find you in the usual spot near the top of the stairs. Dude, why are you here like at the beginning of the video game? Why weren't they there more often? Really felt like that meeting spot just ceased to be after the opening sequence. That's what happens when you make a demo. Sup, Dweeb? Not much. All the bandages on their wings. Oh, we're actually gonna point out the bandages. I mean, in the game there was a lot less they could do. I wonder what they're gonna do with Encore. Are they gonna have bandages? Are they gonna, like, actually point out that these injuries would take a while to heal? And by the time we see them next, it'll certainly still be there. Ayo? Same shit, different day. One wing twitched in the wind, showing a small patch absent of feathers. Seemed to pay no mind. Trash was actually saying how much she approves of the new venue I picked up for the band. Oh, you decided to do that without us. Great. It's kind of tight. Seems to be a good one. Oh boy. Look at the tiny purple planner. It seemed almost insufferable with the equally smug and exciting aura wafting off her. Man, that stinks. At least now it won't be quite as awful to endure. God, I hate that. Why is that a fucking feature? More in a comedic way. So what's got you so pleased? Genius. Pure, unadulterated genius. Thanks to Fang. You know, all these schmucks made fun of us at the concert. You know, the one we had on the first day of school, right? Yeah, it was kind of weird. I thought you were going to have that midway through the year, but... it rings a bell. You seem to have practiced killing it since, that chains up. You're right, and kicking ass too. Alright, I know, it's Anon saying it, and then MBT. It feels so weird to have Anon be this, like, okay with Fang's situation. Like, I'm okay with it. But I think it's weird that Anon's just kind of on board with it. God damn it, Anon, how the fuck can you be a gamosexual if you're into a non-binary person? That's not how that works! Now we get our revenge. I'm not exactly sure about taking a crowbar. Not like that. Wait. They're not doing it at a Dino Mous? Hold up. Hold the fucking phone. There's a lot of shit I give a lot of writers shit for. And one of them is that everyone always wants to have Mo in there somewhere because they really want to write about Mo. I am blown out of the water that we are not doing the Mo concert. If we are not doing that, that's a hell of a bold and brash move. If only because you deny yourself the opportunity to write Mo. And do it in a hot dog shit way, because quite a few people don't quite get it. They don't quite get that he's a caricature. Pull, Anna, pull! God damn it, I can't believe I'm giving birth in the middle of class. I'm trying! Stella grunts as I grab her waist and yank, with a little to offset the insanely stubborn weed turned half-tree they were trying to damage to kill. That's not how you remove a fucking weed! I swore I chopped the little shit down 2 weeks ago, but it sprang back in spite of my efforts. Fun tip, to remove weeds, you have to pull them out of the fucking ground. Weeds are in the roots, not the stems. Oh, I chopped it down, but I left the roots in place like an idiot. My fellow trying to pull out after digging out its root for the past half hour. Yeah, that's why they're called weeds, man. Maybe we can have an actual bonus look at it and try to classify it as a new species of plant, mark it as endangered, or write it off as a lost cause, or unable to mess with due to conservation efforts. Oh, Stella, watch the thermomizers. Oh, I'm sorry. This thing is so stubborn. It's just so thick at the base. I don't know if we can pull it off. Ugh, Jesus, phrasing. You say that, but you've seen my collection of Brad Dragon toys, Anna. You know how serious I take the girth of things. That's the point where Anna just lets go and walks off in a fugue state into the sunset, never to be seen again. Story ends right there. After a few more seconds of silently cursing this labor... Oh, they are having a child. There's a sudden tearing sound as the dirt belches and sends us tumbling back. Stella lands on top of me with a grunt as I land on the ground with an even harsher grunt. Note to self, backplates also hurt like hell, but at least they don't piss. I think if they were, she would be forced to sand them down. Thankfully, Stella rolls off of me before spinning in the grass to hold up her trophy. I got it! I hold a thumbs up, which presses into her own. thumb in victory. Then she thinks more on it and drops the baby with an evil laugh and holds up a V pose with 2 fingers. I can't believe fucking Mario showing up. What a reference, man. Where'd you get the budget? For Mario? Pick yourself shortly after brushing off the dirt and admiring the now empty hole in the corner of one of the gardens. Rosa was elsewhere, somewhere, taking care of clippings and yard waste to throw into our compost heap. Why not? Why is it a compost heap? Don't you just have a dedicated one? Our workday will have been, or one of your compost heaps, I guess. Like, if you're doing garden work, you have a dedicated compost heap. Or 2, I guess, if you want to cycle them. You should, because otherwise you end up with weird situations. Because it's like, oh man, we got some stuff, but we only got 1 heap, and it's already busy rotting. We can't just throw it on top, because that messes everything up. Our work has been one of the kinds of ways to ask the weather is. Well, maybe sweating as much as usual. Again, you're fucking covered in fur. I don't think you sweat that much to begin with. Like, sweating is a very human thing. The others seem invigorated by the plush warmth. Also, sweating with fur sounds disgusting. And their exothermic needs. Aren't they endothermic, though? Hold up. We're pulling it up. I think they're ectothermic, though. Ectothermic is cold-blooded. And endothermic. Yeah, they're not... Exothermic isn't a fucking word, man. I think it's mesothermic you're thinking of. I think you're thinking of, chemical processes, where exothermic is the exuded, which is also still wrong! I really enjoyed having my friends. When I returned after my pity party day, the gardening girls were all over themselves to make sure I was okay. Man, I love having people that care about me and just shower me in vacant praise instead of helping me actually address the problem. Even if I was almost choking at first, they wanted to make sure. I mean, to be fair, Stella and Rose aren't really characters in this. They don't do much. Very sidelined. Admittedly, things have gotten a little better. Not fantastic or fixed, just mellowed. We're settled on a routine now. I offered to pick them up after practice a few times, but he's opted for rides from Nasser instead. Nasser's making the fucking detour, damn. My head flops into the grass. I ruminate all this. Get like a cow. Man, it's just nice to be grass, not to worry about anything else. Except fertilizer and bugs and water. Herbivores for sure. Do herbivores just randomly pluck up some grass? Grass munchers. Okay, so that is a term for later dinosaurs that eat the cooch, as they say. Always nice to kick back after doing some hard labor. I love the idea that she mumbled that and Stella heard that, but she's like, well, you know, I know about your collection of the pornography. True. Oh, that's so true. And we don't have to worry about the rest. We are students. Even if Rose is gonna be a slave driver. Okay, true, but that's a little harsh. Also, you really shouldn't say that about someone who's technically, you know... She looks left and right. The W word. A winosaur? No! Not that one. The one because she's from Mexico. Oh my god, you're impossible to work with. So both of us share another laugh. Once our mirth dies down, we spend some time looking up at the clouds. That cloud looks like a butt. All clouds look like butts. Butts are just round shapes, and clouds are very round. That's lame. Like, you're not even trying. All just feels right now. Take the crap from our butt. Those things are nice, peaceful. Man, I love being able to endlessly procrastinate my problems. Those are Grizz, these things of an angry Spanish come for... Rose is rapidly approaching our locations with her shoulders squared like that. Oh no. Rosa, what's up? Sorry, disculpe. There are students gathering around and making my duties difficult. Gathering around? What do you mean? Oh, the pop-up concert. Oh. Is that where Anon and... Oh, God, fuck. Why do we switch POVs? I really don't like Anna's POV at all.